Hi, welcome everyone. Great that you're here. I want to tell you a story about 433, the biggest social media platform focused on football. During this presentation, I'll tell you a little bit more about how we started, where we are at right now, what we're focusing on, and how we can help brands, federations, players, clubs, by getting more out of their social media. I'm here together with my colleague Dan. Dan, please stand up. Dan can answer all your Spanish questions, and I'll be here for the English questions. Let's make this an interactive session rather than me just telling you how the world works. I'd like you to ask questions straight away if you have any. And first of all, I would like to know who's on Instagram of you all. Can you raise hands? So a lot on Instagram. Who of you is already following 433? Oh, nice, nice. A lot of people actually already. That's good, that's good. The people that are not following us, please get your phone. Go to Instagram and follow 433 if you like. That would make my day. First of all, an intro video for you to see who we are, what we do, and let's continue after that. There's no audio. Let's see if we can fix that. Yeah?
We are 433. We are the home of football. 433 is the biggest social community, reaching over 400 million unique accounts and generating over 7 billion impressions every month within the 433 ecosystem. We set the pace. We influence the culture. Our dream team of in-house content creators produce videos, visuals, podcasts, and illustrations that celebrate the beautiful game. And we share them around the clock with over 100 million football fans worldwide. We're not doing it solo though, because we get more things done together with our amazing partners. Why do we do it? We believe in the power of enjoying the beautiful game together. This is 433, and we are the home of football.
Pretty cool, right? Any questions after seeing this video already, or things you want to ask? No? Okay. So in this presentation, we'll give you some info on what we do and also how we can help you. First of all, 433, we bring passion, emotion, and culture to all of our followers on 433 channels. And that's on a lot of channels, actually. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the channels, actually, and Threads now, recently as well. And let's look at the world of football, actually, as it is right now. Now, I'm not here to bash the NBA or the NFL Super Bowl or the Cricket World Cup, but I think we've chosen the right industry to work in, right? If you look at the global viewership of the Euro final, the UCL final, the Clásico, and the World Cup final, this is the sport, right? 4 billion football fans in the world. 265 million that actually play the game. And 2 out of the 3 most followed people on Instagram are football players. And my question to you would be, who are those players? Do you know? Anyone? Clue? Exactly. Cristiano and Messi are 2 out of the 3 indeed most followed people on Instagram. And football doesn't understand the next generation, or at least that's what we're claiming. After speaking to a lot of clubs, federations, and also brands, we found out that actually the next generation, the Gen Z, is quite a hard one to get on board. As you see, 39% of the Gen Z group is saying that they never watch a live match, which is crazy in my opinion, because I grew up with football and I grew up with watching football 90 minutes and then maybe extra time, maybe penalties. We even tried out sudden death at some point, but yeah, I was just always watching full matches. But I'm 35, and if you have the people half of my age, they just don't watch full matches anymore. So what do they watch then? They watch a lot of replays, highlights. They sometimes do watch matches, but then with their phone in their hands, and they use their phone as a sort of a second screen in order to get some more entertainment or discuss with the teammates or classmates or friends what's happening on the pitch, right? Yeah, you see the numbers, all adults, the millennials and the Gen Z, and I think this says a lot, these numbers. Also a fun thing is that Gen Z is following athletes before clubs. Now, back in the days, you would say like the club is always bigger than the individual player, but nowadays it's very different. Actually, Cristiano Ronaldo made the whole Saudi league blow up and very popular by just going there and post about it on social, and all of the football fan accounts start posting about this, and look where they're at right now, with so many players joining the league. It's incredible. And yeah, what Gen Z is craving is the short-form content, positive, fun, snappy, and that's exactly what we can offer them with 433. Yeah, so I have some challenges. We formulated some challenges after speaking to the fans and the clubs and the federations and the brands. Content, outdated. Fans want to consume football more than ever, but will never put their phone down for 90 minutes. I already said that, and that's the new reality. The majority of the fans simply want to enjoy the beautiful game, but that gets harder and harder to do. And access, Gen Z watches less games than any generation before. So how do we reach them? How do we get them on board? They simply cannot access all the games all the time. So with social media, you can give them actually some access that normally is not available because they don't live in the country where the match is being played, or they don't have the TV rights to watch it. The clubs and the leagues, yeah, the fight with social media, streaming, Web3, and the metaverse for attention. We hear a lot that the clubs and the leagues are struggling to get the attention of the fans that they really want and really need. So there's an incredible gap to bridge. New markets like the MENA and the US, South America, unlimited potential, but difficult to reach for clubs and leagues. One more, then we go to the more fun part, if you ask me. Gen Y and millennials were targeted through influencers, Facebook and Instagram. Gen Z is a whole new ballgame. They're extremely savvy, not easy to persuade. As you might know, a lot of them are on TikTok, which works completely different than Instagram. And now it's our goal to get them on board and to get them involved in everything that we're doing, and also we're doing with brands. Yeah, the one-size-fits-all approach is not going to work. We need to lean into core values. What do you believe in? What do you do? And you have to carry that out during your campaigns and show the beliefs showing the beliefs where you believe in, and how you can translate this into effective communication. That's what we can help you with. And how we do that. Have a look at these numbers. A lot of followers, and this is Instagram only. So we're not speaking about TikTok here, where we have more than 10 million followers at the moment. We're not talking about Threads here, where we've got more than 3 million. And we're not talking about Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. 433 main account, where the magic is happening. Almost 68 million followers on Instagram. We've got a special dedicated esports account, as that is an industry that is growing rapidly, and we wanted to tap into that potential by launching 433 Esports. We have the Women FC account, which is fairly small, but considering that we started only a year and a half ago with this account, I think we're doing actually pretty well, and we hope to see that grow in the next few years, alongside the sports that's growing, the women's football sports. We've got Visual, which is an account focused on sports in general. And 433NL, because we're from the Netherlands, as you might have heard already in my accent. Sorry for that, if that's the case. So where do we position ourselves? Well, this is actually where we're at, the 4 in the middle, a sweet spot between the clubs, the leagues, the brands, and the fans. And that's where we like to be. It's a really cool spot where we can work and communicate to all these different types of people, actually. Great brands that we work with, great clubs that we work with, and we do it all together with the fans, and that's really nice. Now we go a bit more into 433. As I just showed you a lot of things that are happening in the world of football, we're now focusing more on what 433 is and what we do. We bring the football content in a way that the next generation of football wants. So that's all what I've already said, short, snappy, good fun, positive. So we're never bashing on a player. We're not spreading any false rumors about who crashed the car, or who did this, or who did what. So we do this, and that's also why the players really like to work with us, because the vibe is good, and we're not asking these typical questions about why a player got substituted in the 80th minute or why someone missed a penalty, but we rather ask them about their pets or what they're doing in a day, and the more fun part. We connect fans with their favorite players. We connect fans with other fans, and we engage with the global football community unlike any other platform. So here you see fans in the middle of our world. You see the clubs, the third parties, the players, the brands, the leagues all around it, and how we try to build a world around the fans with offline, I'll give you an example a bit later on, with offline campaigns, audios such as podcasts, the app that we've recently launched, the web, and the social media channels, but always fans in the middle. That's for us the most important, because with fans in the middle, you can reach the engagement and you can reach the amazing numbers that we just show you. The stars that are part of our team, so they're not investors or founders, but they are part of our community. They are following us, they're interacting with us. We do campaigns with them, branded campaigns. And Sergio Ramos is in the wrong shirt. Sorry for that, especially for the Sevilla people here. But yeah, these players interact with our channel, amongst many others, to be honest. But this is just a highlight of the biggest and the best players. And you see one incredible name missing. So if anyone knows Leo Messi, can you please reach out to him and ask him if he can join this amazing community? But because up till now he didn't, or he doesn't. So how does that work in like real life on social? We make a lot of edits, and I'll show you some more examples of that later on. And we made an edit of the group draw for the World Cup in Qatar. And we do that every World Cup, every European Cup, whether it's for women or for men. We made this one for Brazil with Neymar in there. And after posting it on the 433 account, a few minutes later, Neymar is reposting the content on his social media. And we did the same with France, and after a few minutes, Kylian Mbappé shared our story. Now, can you imagine how many people we've reached with those reposts? It's incredible, and especially considering that they not post a lot around their club or their sponsors or their agents. They post a lot in their private life, and luckily for us, they reposted this content as well. 100 million followers in total, 400 million unique account reach per month, and 7 billion impressions per month. It's staggering numbers. Here you see how we've grown. We actually, maybe a funny story, but we actually started with a Twitter account in the Netherlands, Dutch spoken, back in 2013, And in 2015, we were quite hesitant to go to Instagram. Now, fast forward to 2023, we're very happy that we did it, and very happy that we started an international channel rather than a Dutch channel. So you see that 90% of the followers are male followers, and we're actually have the goal to bring that to 30% female followers before 2030 as well. And I think we're going to make that number. And as you can see, 80% of our followers are under the 24. So through 433, you can reach the Gen Z. Where are the followers located? As you can see, worldwide, not a clear focus on Europe or on the UK or on Spain, or we spread the content or in an organic way. We send it out and it gets picked up in all the countries. And the MLS, America, is now rapidly growing as we start posting a lot more with Leo Messi and start to show highlights together with the MLS of a lot of these of the matches that are being played in the US. So I was already telling you about these edits that get reposted by players. Fun fact is, and it's actually one of our secrets, is that we make these edits prior to a match. So tonight it's Champions League night again, and there's a few scenarios, right? With Sevilla against Lens, for an example. So goal scorers, yeah, you might think about Rakitic, you might think about another player, or a beautiful header of Sergio Ramos, for an example. These are all scenarios that can play out during the night. So what our team does is they create these images, these edits that you see, prior to a match, and as soon as it happens during the match and the scenario is playing out as we thought it would, we can post this content immediately. It takes us 1 minute probably to get it live after scoring the goal, or after the red card, or no, not red card, by the way, but after scoring a goal. So what we do, we post it immediately, and the engagement on these kind of posts is insane, because as we've already seen, the people are on their phone anyway during the match, and after scoring the goal, they check in with 433, like, what did they create now? What do they have? What have they created now? And they give it a like, they share it with friends, and yeah, you see also the amount of likes. 1.7 million is quite impressive, and we do that very often. So yeah. Very cool. We don't do this on our own. We do this with clubs, leagues, federations, and a lot of brands, as you can see. And I can show you an example of what that looked like if we team up with a brand. Qatar Airways during the Qatar World Cup.
Lionel Messi, Fernandez!
The 2022 World Cup in Qatar will be remembered as one of the most entertaining World Cups in history. As the first ever Winter World Cup approached, 433 and Qatar Airways decided to join forces, resulting in an unforgettable and successful collaboration that delivered high-quality coverage, which was enjoyed by millions of viewers from across the globe. So let's go back to where it all began. In the run-up to the World Cup, 433 kicked things off by promoting Qatar Airways travel packages through the engaging and interactive content format Guess the Suitcase. By playing, followers were presented with the unique chance of winning a special travel package if they managed to correctly guess the superstar to which the pictured suitcase belonged. It was immediately evident that 433 fans loved the game, which generated over 22 million impressions. But that was merely the beginning, because more giveaways were to follow soon after, including a priceless sweepstake in which the shirt of Brazilian superstar and Qatar Airways ambassador Neymar Jr. was up for grabs. Those two giveaways alone helped Qatar Airways gain over 170,000 new followers. Keep in mind that the football festivities hadn't even kicked off at this point yet. During the World Cup, we produced, edited and published content on a daily basis, live from our very own studio, the QR House in Doha. Every morning, the 433 crew delivered a breakfast show where we looked back at the best of the action, previewed the hottest matches, provided viewers with hilarious World Cup insights, and even wrote an amazing song about Switzerland's fourth goalkeeper. It was a resounding success, generating over 66 million impressions throughout the World Cup. Our stunning studio also quickly became home to a variety of legends who visited the studio and participated in fun challenges and told us some of their unheard stories. In total, there were no less than 40 legends from all over the world. Our studio also hosted some of the biggest social influencers out there too. And the fun didn't stop there. On behalf of Qatar Airways, we were able to create more special, creative and engaging content than ever before. From fake Neymar dancing alongside the Ghetto Kids, to HD cuts treating our host Ruben to a meticulous R9 haircut, and from our host Chelsea hosting a FIFA Legends draw to playing ball with the likes of Roberto Carlos and Trezeguet in the QR House. Not to mention the shooting of a breakfast show in the middle of the Qatari desert and documenting Doha from the skies in a hot air balloon, helping us rack up another 200 million impressions. As a result of the partnership with 433, Qatar Airways has welcomed more than 315,000 followers since the start of the World Cup. And just like the World Cup, it's fair to say that 433 and Qatar Airways' collaboration has been nothing but a resounding success. Cheers to that.
So our partnerships, you saw the example with Qatar, but Qatar Airways is not the only one. We've recently teamed up with La Liga with the objective to the rebrand and the reposition to the top Spanish league within the world of football, to grow the fan base of the league outside of Spain. So we helped them a little bit with that. So we've gained some rights. So for content clips, to back of the net footage, to eagle eye views, and as well as the access to the enormous historical database. And in the first flight of the partnership, we actually got over 100 million impressions in less than a month. And by doing so, we tried to help La Liga grow their brand outside of Spain. We do this with Activision, my client actually as well. And the cool thing about this campaign is that we brought it all together. So getting talents, doing the production, and also the distribution on our channels all came together here. So we built the hype around the launch of the new map of Activision's Call of Duty. That map was in the Netherlands, in the Vondel. Named after the famous Vondel Park in the Netherlands. And yeah, because it had a clear focus on the Netherlands, we actually teamed up with Xavi Simons and Nathan Ake to create this brilliant pieces of content. And yeah, what the partner said is that there's no other platform that does it all, from securing players to producing and distributing engaging content, and that's why we partner with 433. Please ask questions, guys. If you have any, feel free to do so, because otherwise I'll just keep on going. Any questions so far? No? Okay. 433 Awards. It's one of the final examples that I'll give to you. It's an award that we brought to the fans, I think, back in 2020, and we've been doing it now every single year. And it's great fun, because this is actually an award where the people get to choose who the best male player, best female player of the year, and also the male talent and female talent of the season is. And it's only chosen by fans, right? So no TV pundits, no journalists, no former football players that have something to say, only fans. And what we do, we create these beautiful rings and marble balls, and that we hand that out to the winner. But what we start with is the anticipation phase. So we announce that it's coming up again. We announce the nominees, the players that you can choose from, and then we ask the people to tune in a week later or so to actually vote, and that's the election, the phase 2, where people can really vote like, hey, is Kane the main man or Kylian Mbappé for me? And then they choose their winner, and after that, after the winner is chosen, we fly out to the winners and hand them over the ring, the prestigious ring. And as you can see, that was Robert Lewandowski in the past, and last year it was, or this year it was Erling Haaland. And these numbers are I think it's quite impressive because the votes, so the people really engage with the content because they need to vote who their winner is. And over 46 million people did that in the time that we had the campaign live, which is, for me, like unbelievable success. That was the season 22-23. So the winners have been announced, and now we need to fly out to the winners and hand them over the ring and the marble ball. And 190 million plus impressions. And the cool thing is that it allows some branded partners as well there, so people can put their logo in. And yeah, really cool. I mentioned it before, offline campaign, plus supermarkets. It's a Dutch supermarket chain. They saw the edits that we make, and they said, like, hey, let's make a book together, just like a Panini book, where we can collect cards, stickers, and put that in a book. And here you see the Football Favorites book in collaboration with Plus Supermarkets, where you see Virgil van Dijk, Jill Roord. We really made a really cool book with all the edits that we create, and the consumers could actually collect it, and it's live in stores actually as we speak. We launched 4 days ago. And the cool part also here is that we, based on our advice to the supermarket, we made a split of 50% male and 50% female footballers. And that wasn't in their plans, but we managed to do it. So yeah, we're very happy with that. Now, one of the final slides. What does a day of a really football fanatic fan could look like? It's more to show you that we post content constantly around the clock and on all the different channels. So actually every hour there's something to do on our channels, and people can check in, engage with our content, and send it to friends. So you see Threads, you see the app, you see Instagram, you see Snapchat, WhatsApp, Twitter. So we try to get the fans into one of our ecosystems throughout the whole day, actually. So there's always something happening. So yeah, we could be the football partner who provides all services, and we all have it under one roof in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. The global reach, the creativity, and the content production. And yeah, we can boost your digital brand campaign with a multi-channel approach. That was it. Any questions? Thank you. Thank you. Questions? Are there any? Yeah? Hi.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. You show us a lot of numbers, but behind the numbers, what is the size of 423 considering your team, consider the 423 squad, and especially focusing on the creativity part?
Good question. We have actually around 75 people working now for us. Not all in the office, because we have a team operating worldwide, also a lot of freelancers. Also, in the app, there's a lot of translations going on, for an example, for Arabic countries. So we need people on the ground there as well. So 75 in total, and from the creative team that you mentioned, we're now with 5 creators that make these edits that we showed you. Only 5, yeah. Yeah. They can work in advance most of the time. As soon as you know what the Champions League draw is, or what's happening during a La Liga weekend, or so they can work in advance. And we've got right now 4 camera guys. Dan, I'm looking at you now. 4 camera guys, yeah. And then we have some editors that work on the videos behind the scenes, and yeah. Few commercial guys such as Dan and I, and 3 more, sorry. So yeah, it's crazy, right? Thanks so much. Yes.
Considering, I consider your competition to kind of be Facebook, those type, or Google, that type of stuff. What's the advantage of taking that tactical spend from them and then spending it with 433?
Once again, Rob, could you?
No, what's the advantage of taking spend that normally would have been for the platforms themselves, Facebook, Google? What's the advantage of taking it from them but spending with 433?
Yeah, that's a good question actually, because we have an organic approach. So through 433, you have real fanatic fans that you're reaching out to as a brand actually. So we're showcasing it in a unique way also by the content creation. We know exactly what our fans want to see and don't want to see. And that's why we have the high engagement rate on reach of 16% right now, 16%. And yeah, if you spend it with Facebook just by doing paid promo and stuff, yeah, it's all fine. But I think doing it through us will get you a different group of people and a lot more engagement actually on what we would do together then. Does that answer the question? Yeah? Cheers. Cheers. Anyone else? It's late, huh? People want their beers and their wines and everything. Oh, there's one in the back. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation.
Cheers.
Well, there are a lot of summits today or seminars about fan engagement. Obviously, you're doing a great job there, but I'm just curious about this idea of targeting Gen Z and making content shorter, snappier, and kind of direct. And,
yeah.
Do you see that as a sustainable approach? Like, how short can a content get? After one while, it's limited. I just want to see what are your thoughts about the sustainability of this approach?
Yeah, good question. Of course, there's a limit to how short we can make the content. But what we do see is that, for an example, TikTok is allowing us to do way different things for Gen Z than Instagram would allow us to. And with, for an example, TikTok, we reach a whole new, also younger audience with also short and snappy content, but with a completely different twist. Now, I'm not using TikTok very much, but the way TikTok works is that the algorithm is completely different than the Instagram one. And the challenges that we do on TikTok allow us to communicate to a lot younger audience as well. So it's not always about making it shorter, but it's also looking at, hey, where on what other platforms can we find that Gen Z? Because as stated in this presentation also, they're the future. I mean, they're going to work in the next few years in this industry, and also they'll be the people spending money in the next few years when they grow their salary and grow their careers. But yeah, long story short, I think it's not only about cutting videos and make them shorter, but also in what ways can we reach the Gen Z, and also by using what talents, right? Because you can do a campaign with Ronaldo and Messi, and it will get you incredible numbers. But are the Gen Z youngsters really? Do they really want to see that, or would they rather go for Kylian Mbappé, for an example? A more younger player, or Erling Haaland. And I think thinking about that is, you'll make different choices, or we will make different choices if Gen Z is the target audience. Does that answer your question? Cheers. Yes? Here. Hello.
I would like to know if in the near future, or if there's any plans for involving like sport book collaboration or like betting information. I'm from the U.S., so any major sports platforms usually always has a like Barstool Sports
Yeah.
or Score is very involved with betting information. They create content and all that, but one of their branches usually is to inform their users about how the betting lines are going, the stats of the players, to bet on player propositions, etc. Is there anything in the near future?
Yeah, it's a good question. You see that betting is happening more and more in the world of football and in sports in general. I think my time is running out, but if I answer that shortly, I think we're not educating people on how they should bet or what bets would work very well, because we don't want to actively get them to bet. But we do have betting partners that have beautiful assets, clubs, leagues, federations, where we team up with, and it's perfect like branding for them. But it's not actively pushing people to do betting. So it's not in the pipeline for now. Yeah? Great. Thanks so much for your time, everyone. Appreciate you. Cheers.